Imagine building your life for 10, even 20 years in a country you call home, only to wake up and find out you could be deported, stripped of any chance to become a citizen, and left with nothing. That's the reality facing thousands of immigrants in the UK right now. Harsh new immigration rules set for 2025 could force countless families into crisis. What's really behind this crackdown? Who will be hit the hardest? And is this the end of the British dream for immigrants? Stay with us because the truth will shock you. Section 1: The End of the British Dream. What are the new rules? The UK government has unleashed one of its toughest immigration policies in modern history. From February 10, 2025, anyone who enters the country illegally, whether by small boat, hiding in a truck, or through unauthorized routes, will face a permanent ban from obtaining British citizenship. This is not just a delay or stricter process, it is an outright ban. Even if you've lived in the UK for decades, raised your children there, or built a life contributing to the economy, you'll be disqualified from ever becoming a citizen. Before this, undocumented immigrants could work towards citizenship after a 10-year period under the long residency route. That door is now closed. For refugees and asylum seekers who came out of desperation, this is more than a setback, it's a life sentence of uncertainty. Section 2: The politics behind the crackdown. Who benefits? The government says these rules will deter illegal entries and protect the UK's borders. But critics argue there's more to it. With elections looming and immigration being one of the most divisive issues in the country, is this crackdown about security, or securing votes? Opposition parties and human rights advocates warn that this move will create a permanent underclass of people who will live in the UK without rights, without security, and without hope. Refugee organizations have condemned the policy, saying it violates the UK's commitment to humanitarian protection under international law. Legal experts fear it could lead to stateless individuals, unable to return to their home countries yet unwelcome in Britain. Section 3: Who will be hit the hardest? Indian migrants and beyond Indian nationals are among the fastest growing immigrant groups in the UK. In 2023 alone, nearly 1,200 Indians crossed the English Channel illegally, representing 4.1% of small boat arrivals. Many of them took donkey flights, using multiple transit points across Europe before reaching the UK. Others hid in lorries, risking their lives for a better future. Under the new rules, their sacrifices could be for nothing. Families that fled poverty or persecution may now face deportation, regardless of how long they've lived in the UK. Migrants from Afghanistan, Sudan, Eritrea, and Iran, who make up a large portion of asylum seekers, will also face the same harsh reality. Section 4: Why migrants risk everything to enter the UK despite the dangers. Migrants continue to pour into the UK, often paying smugglers upwards of £7,000 to £9,000 for dangerous journeys across the Channel. Many are not from the poorest backgrounds, they are individuals who simply lack access to legal visas due to strict educational, financial, or language requirements. The UK has long been seen as a land of opportunity, with a robust economy and a strong demand for skilled and unskilled labor. Many migrants believe that once they arrive, hard work will eventually open the doors to citizenship. But now, that dream is slipping away. Section 5, Deportations and Workplace Raids. The crackdown begins. The new rules aren't just threats, they're being enforced with unprecedented intensity. Immigration raids on businesses are becoming more frequent and aggressive. In January 2025 alone, over 600 arrests were made across 828 workplaces, including restaurants, car washes, and construction sites. Employers are now facing fines of up to £60,000 per illegal worker, creating fear across sectors that rely heavily on migrant labor. For undocumented workers, every day carries the risk of arrest, deportation, and the destruction of everything they've built. Section 6. What does this mean for the UK's future? While the government insists that these measures will reduce illegal immigration, experts warn of long-term consequences. Migrants form the backbone of industries like hospitality, agriculture, and healthcare. Without them, labor shortages could worsen, driving up costs and slowing the economy. Even more concerning is the human cost. Families could be torn apart, communities destabilized, and a growing population of undocumented migrants could be forced into unsafe, exploitative labor conditions, too afraid to seek help or report abuse. Section 7. Hope or no way out? Is there any solution? Despite the crackdown, calls for reform are growing. Advocacy groups and some politicians are pushing for a more balanced approach, one that secures borders while still protecting the dignity and rights of migrants. They argue that the UK's economy and culture thrive because of immigration, not in spite of it. But will the government listen? Or is this hardline approach here to stay? What's next for immigrants in the UK? For thousands of immigrants, the British dream is turning into a nightmare. Citizenship is out of reach. Deportations are rising. Legal pathways are shrinking. The UK's new immigration rules are reshaping the lives of thousands, possibly millions. What do you think? Are these policies necessary to protect the country, or are they an unfair attack on the vulnerable? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more updates on global migration and policies that could change your future.